All right, let's do some big league welding here.
Sparking! Oh my God, I'm making a mess!
Here we are at HAX Global Headquarters, and we're looking at the workshop with the workshop manager, Joe. Joe, how you doing?
How's it going, everybody? Come on in.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the first area that you're entering into is our main manufacturing space. So along the backside, we have a large engine lathe, stuff that comes in that companies buy from outside vendors. We can modify them here really easily. We've actually done a couple of reactors on the manual mill. It's actually easier to work on this sometimes than working on a CNC mill.
Yeah, reactors like bioreactors.
Yeah, we've done a couple of bioreactors. We've done them in plastic. We've done them in stainless. Teams will have an end effector that maybe they 3D printed, you know, some elements of it, but they need some precision pins or some axles.
Yeah.
And this is great at making all those parts. Couple this with the modern 3D printing and the CNC that we have, you can kind of work your way into, a bunch of different aspects. And then the milling machine is really great at working in X, Y, and Z, all three cardinal directions. The startups can work here 24/7, 365. There's usually always somebody in here doing something also.
Yeah.
So the CNC is kind of like the flagship tool that everybody loves to talk about when they come to HAX. This is a Tormach 1100MX. This is a 3-axis CNC machine. It can do just about anything. We can get into 3 to 5 10,000ths of an inch of positional accuracy. The way that this one works is very much like the milling machine you saw earlier, but there's no handles on this one. This is completely computer controlled.
Yeah.
Now, the other nice thing is I have an umbrella tool changer here that I can load 12 specific tools into it.
Yeah.
Which allows me to have this machine run automatically.
Give me an example of the kinds of things you've made with this.
We can kind of do anything with this. We've made vacuum parts on this. We've made reactors. We've made linkages for a couple of robot arms, a little bit about everything that you could possibly think of. This is a reactor that we made for a team, and this was based on their initial design that they came in with. And then we worked with them, produced one version of it, and found some issues with it, in terms of manufacturing, in terms of the design.
Yeah.
And then working with our engineering team, we actually were able to help them design the new reactor to be in 2 pieces. And that took the single part time from 22 hours down to an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
It takes a company and a part from not feasible to profitability and usability.
Now, this is the 3D printing and electronics work area?
Yeah, so this is where we have all of our 3D printers. We also have our laser cutter. It can basically take a 1/4 sheet of plywood. You can cut acrylics, MDFs, plastics. It's great for really quick prototypes. We've got our first big 3D printer here. This is our Formlabs Fuse. This is a nylon powder 3D printer. This is the build canister, and this is the build plate.
Okay.
So it's about a 9-inch by 9-inch by about 16-inch tall cylinder that you can work with.
Yeah.
We got a couple of prototype parts. Most of them are actually used, but a cool one is we were actually able to make a pressure vessel that held up to about 200 PSI. And the thing that failed wasn't the pressure vessel. It was actually the seal that they were using. This was printed in one piece directly from the printer. And then this is where we have all of our Form 3s, Form 3Ls, and Bamboo Lab FDM printers. The ones that you're currently in front of are our Formlabs printer. The most important thing is all of the selection of resins that we have. We have different biosafe resins, hard resins, draft resins. We basically can prototype and test with almost any of their materials that they have.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really, really exciting.
Well, we were an original Formlabs investor.
Yeah, from day one. So this is the big guy. This is a Modix Big Meter. So this prints 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter cubed.
Wow.
So we could print, a full-size person if we cut them in half. And now we head into my favorite spot, the weld shop. Sometimes if you have a very complex part that's really tricky to machine, if you can break it into multiple pieces, it makes it really easy to machine and manufacture. And then you can bring them in here and then weld them back together. So we've got a multi-process welder that can do MIG, stick, and flux core welding. TIG welder, which can do just about anything. And we also have a plasma cutter, which is great for throwing some big sparks.
Cool. Can you have us weld something?
Yeah, I think we can definitely set you up to do a little quick weld.
Okay, excellent.
All right.
I don't think I've ever welded before.
Sparking! Oh my God, I'm making a mess! I don't know what I'm doing. This is gonna be ugly, man. Oh my God, I didn't even hit the corners.
We'll call it serviceable.
No, it's not serviceable. It was awful.
Many founders start where you're starting.
That's a lesson in humility. That's great. Thank you so much for showing me around the ropes here.
My pleasure.
It's great to have such great engineering leaders and applied people to help our founders go further faster.
Thanks for stopping by.
Would this be strong enough, even with just this little piece of weld, to hold this together?
You want to smack with a hammer?
I can smack it with a hammer.
All right, yeah, give it away.